Greetings one and all wherever you are in the universe, and welcome to the latest episode of An Espresso Shot of Confidence, the podcast that explores confidence from many different angles, challenges unhelpful narratives and taboos, and empowers you to be awesome, loudly and proudly. I'm your host, the Master of Awesomeness, Ashley Griffiths, and today we're going to talk all about the wonderful concept of virality and social media, and the impact that that can have on confidence. So I want to start with a question. What do you specifically get from going viral? That moment you press that post button on whatever social media platform you're on, and your ego or your mind or your soul or whatever is saying, I really want this post to go off. I need it to go off. If it doesn't go off, if it doesn't go viral, then I'm a failure. So what do you get though? What do you get if it does go viral? Well, one of the things you will get is more eyeballs. More eyeballs on your brand, on your business, on your social media profiles. You'll certainly get a dopamine hit. And you are certainly going to get instant gratification because your notifications are just going to be popping off. Bing, 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 bing. Bob67 liked your post. Cyril89 heart. You know how it goes. And if you're constantly going viral, then there's a chance that that may lead to more sales or opportunities for you. These are all things that are very much possible by going viral. There's no guarantee that these things will happen, but they're very much a possibility if your message is right. And if you are actually attracting the right eyeballs, the right people, the people that will actually gain something from being in your orbit, from working with you. And this is one of the things that people often lose sight of when it comes to social media. They feel like every post has to get 100 likes, loads of comments, and then they're successful. But is that really an actual, real success metric for you in your life and your business? Is that what you get up in the morning for? To go viral? To have posts that people like on social media? Is that the sum total of what you're trying to achieve in your life? It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Now, for some people that you're actually paid to achieve those results, you actually work in social media. But for the vast majority of us, what we're trying to do is get attention from the people that we actually want to call in, work with, collaborate with, support. We're trying to call in attention to raise money or raise awareness around issues that mean something to us, that we're passionate about. However, the ego often gets in the way and takes over by saying, well, what's the point? You only got 2 likes on that post. That sucks. You suck. Give up. What's the point? You're terrible at your business. You're terrible. You're incompetent. You're a useless human being. Give up. And it can escalate very quickly. So people become obsessed with getting likes, comments, hearts, and retweets, or whatever it is that you get on various different platforms. And that becomes the pursuit. That becomes the goal. And often you lose sight of what it is you actually do want. So people start chasing hacks, try to game the system to get those all-important likes and to stand out in some way from a whole sea of content and other people that are out there, maybe even talking about the same things that you are talking about. And there's so many hacks and so many ways to do that. People will buy likes, buy followers to create this image that you are more popular than you actually are, that you are more successful than you actually are, that it somehow legitimizes your business, that it tells the algorithms that, oh, wow, look at this person, he's popular, we need to push that stuff out. And it can work in terms of visibility, in terms of going viral. But does it actually equate to impact and sales? For a lot of people, the answer to that question is no. It's smoke and mirrors. And that's damaging for a couple of reasons. It's damaging, A, for your business, because you're basing your business basically on a lie. So that's going to erode trust when people find out the truth about what it is that you're attempting to sell. You may be good at it, you may not. But either way, it erodes trust. And on the other hand, and this is where it gets really messed up in the online world, people look at these accounts, these influencers, these people that have got these huge followings and aspire to have that same thing and compare themselves to that. And when their posts do not get any interaction, any traction, they start thinking they're useless. They start thinking, what's the point? And they can give up, or they can go lurking, or they get discouraged. And their energy gets impacted, and they start thinking, okay, well, I'll just post anyway because I've got to do it, but what's the point? No one's going to like it. Now, if you're throwing that energy out into the world, no one's going to buy in because you haven't bought in. So this whole smoke and mirrors thing can just be so damaging on so many different levels. If you're being the person who is using the smoke and mirrors, buying the likes, buying the followers, jumping into engagement pods, then you're setting yourself up potentially for a big fall because people don't like being lied to. Now, you may not even feel that you are lying to people. You may not even feel that you're doing anything wrong. You're just trying to get ahead, trying to grow your business. You're just trying to hack the system. And I get it. It can be extremely frustrating on social media, with the game, the rules of the game constantly change. You can feel totally out of control. It just feel like, what do you want me to do now? What hoops do you want me to dive through? But you've got to remember that ultimately you're trying to reach out to people. You're trying to encourage people to come and work with you. And if you're using tactics that ultimately aren't really truthful and honest, that can have a really negative impact on your reputation and the people you are calling in. Because yes, you may have extra eyeballs on you, but are they the right eyeballs? Are they the right people that you want to be working with, that you feel energetically aligned with, that light you up? Possibly not. They might just be a load of random people that don't bring anything into your world and your business other than that ego boost. That dopamine hit every time you press post and go, yeah, look at this, I'm winning on LinkedIn. But what's that doing to your bank account? You're winning there? Are you winning in terms of the impact you're having on your clients? What's most important to you? That short, sharp, sweet burst of dopamine, or that long-lasting sense of achievement and accomplishment that you get from working with people on a longer, prolonged basis. Another thing that can happen on social media when it comes to virality is people may feel like they need to overshare and just tell loads and loads and loads of stories that may have been exaggerated somewhat. And stories are great. Stories are brilliant. Stories do go viral because it's personal. It does help to build rapport with individuals. It resonates with individuals. It's that common thread that connects humans from many different diverse backgrounds in that shared experience. It's like, yeah, okay, I get that. I felt that. I had something similar. It does create that connection. But sometimes what I've seen on social media is people, shall we say, are economic with the truth, or they overshare things, but they do it from the wrong place. They're ultimately calling in attention. Look at me, I want to be loved, I want to be seen, I want to be heard. And we all do. Believe me, I've talked about this on the show many times. My fear of rejection stopped me from posting a lot of the time because I had not been seen and heard in the past, and I was afraid that that was going to happen again on social media. The thing to remember when you're sharing your stories is, what's the point? What are you trying to achieve by sharing those stories? Are you literally gaming the system because you know posting a story about how the one time you fell off your bike and that inspired you to start a business? Are you doing that because you know that that goes well in the system and is likely to go viral? Are you doing that because you've got a plan and you've got a strategy and you know what you want to achieve from that? Because don't get me wrong, attention is great. We all need attention. You know, as business owners that are posting and promoting our businesses that have personal brands, it is all attention marketing in a very busy, noisy place. We're all kind of trying to carve out our own corners and go, hello, look, I'm over here, I can help, while you're kind of drowning in a sea of sameness. So you are going to try different things, and that's what the whole concept of hooks are for. In social media, in emails, in advertising, just to try and stop people from scrolling and look at me, look at my post, this is worthy of your time. But the thing that I find is, I look at some of the stuff and it's like, you know, it's that old head hits the hand moment. It's like, oh wow, why have you done that? What are you trying to achieve here? And you often see people get absolutely ripped apart on social media because they've shared stories that turn out to be BS or controversial or clickbait or just downright lies that have no semblance to reality. And then there's the harsher side. People will turn around and go, oh, how great, here's another sub story, here's another overshare. And people can get very fatigued with that very quickly, because ultimately social media is a form of escapism. We dive into our phones to escape from our reality sometimes. So people don't want to see it. So it's a fine balancing line between sharing something that really needs to be put out there, you know, around mental health, around raising awareness around cancers or social issues or whatever it is, and getting to the point where you're literally telling everybody everything, putting it all out there. It's a very fine balancing act. You need to be careful really there with what you wish for, because when you do start putting your whole heart and soul out there, people may jump in 1 minute and like it and support you, and the next minute, if you get big, and successful, people might start trying to pull you down. It can be a very vicious place, the social media world. So when you are sharing your stories, when you are sharing personal stories, it's really important to think about, what is it that I actually want to achieve here? What is it I'm actually trying to get? What is it that I want people to do, and why should people care? What is in it for them? Because after a while, if people feel that you're being self-indulgent, they will let you know on social media, unfortunately, because lots of people hide behind their computers and their screens and forget that there's another human at the other end, and then act like animals sometimes. So that's one of the things to really think about when it comes to virality. Think about, how much bandwidth have you got to deal with virality, being in the public eye? Because like Peter Parker said, with great with great power comes great responsibility. So when you're putting yourself out there, people will hang on your word. If you become an influencer, if you become somebody a thought leader, I hate that word, but if you become a thought leader or somebody that people look up to in your sector, they're going to hold you to such a high standard you may not have even set for yourself and believe in, but they will hold you to that. Do you have the energy to live up to that, to be that? Do you even want to be that? So it's really important to think about, when you're creating your persona, the person you are showing in the online world, what is it you're wanting to achieve? And this is where I say, keep it real. Be real. That will call in the people that you're going to resonate most with, the people that are going to vibe with you, so that you don't have to deal with all this other crap that you would get if you're calling in everybody, or you've got followers from goddamn who knows where, the moon, who like gardening, even though your business is coaching. Be careful with that. Because again, that if you're constantly having to use your energy dealing with stuff, dramas, people giving you crap, sooner or later you're going to burn out. And likewise, if you're trying to create this persona that has no semblance to who you are, it's exhausting. And both of which are going to have an impact on your confidence and how you show up. Because again, I don't want to say that social media is a bad thing. Social media can be a great thing. It's a great way to create connections. It's a great way to reach out to an audience of people all over the world. But you may lose interest in it very quickly and question yourself if you've got to spend your whole time dealing with dramas. B, people call you out for stuff. And C, as I mentioned earlier on, if you're not getting any sort of attention, you can start calling into question your competence. And that, all of these things has a massive impact on your confidence. So before we move on, just another thing that I see a lot of people doing when they get on the social media is they chase trends. You go on a platform like TikTok, viral hooks, viral filters, viral tunes. So what happens is it goes viral. Somebody does it. And then everybody else does it. What do you think then happens? You end up with a load of people doing the exact same thing, looking the same, sounding the same, using the same hooks, the same old stuff. It's boring. People get bored. What you have to remember in this time, day and age, is people have shorter attention spans than goldfish. So if they see 50 people doing the same thing, they're going to scroll right on by. Bored, bored. Yeah, maybe just give a cursory like because I usually like that stuff. So you don't really get anything because other than wasting your time. Because by the time you are on a trend, the trend is already gone. It's already moving down the viral hooks and list and tune list on TikTok. It's already become yesterday's news on any social media platform. And you've spent all that time searching for these things you need to be on, which is time that you've lost doing other stuff that matters. Connecting with people, honing your messages, connecting with people, sending DMs to your people, networking, sharing content, running events, talking about topics that you are passionate about. Because are you passionate about pointing at goddamn text on a screen? Are you passionate about clapping your hands to some goddamn tune? No, I don't think so. Yes, maybe you do like dancing. Maybe you do like pointing. I'd like pointing a lot if you've seen any of my videos on social media. But I use finger guns. I'm not pointing at goddamn images. I personally find them very cringe. But that's me. Ultimately, what I'm saying to you is focus on the things that actually matter to you. And it comes back to another question. When you are creating content, when you're showing up online, when you're running your business, what is it that you want to have happen? Who do you want to speak to? Who do you specifically want to work with? What impact do you specifically want to have? And how is showing up online going to help those results happen? What do you need to do to make those things become a reality? Yep, nobody said clicking and finger pointing and all of that stuff, because you don't have to, unless it adds something to you. It adds something to your business, to your marketing, to your messaging. And it will always circle back to what is it that you want to have happen. How do you want to show up? How do you feel good about showing up? What feels good to you? Is it videos? Is it writing long articles? Is it running an email list? Is it doing networking? Is it running events like masterclasses and webinars, group programs? Is it doing lives? What subjects are you passionate about talking about? One of the main words I've used there is you. Because this is your business. This is your social media feed. You work with the clients that you like working with. This is your personal brand. So ignore all the goddamn white noise out there. Stop chasing the viral hacks. Ignore what the influencers are doing with their pods. Ignore the people that are getting thousands of likes every single day because they posted a picture of a waffle. Focus on the people that you want to talk about, how you can support them. Bring out your passion, your personality, and show up for them. Show up for them. Talk to them. Talk directly to them. Do not talk to everybody. Talk to the people that you want to speak with. These are the people that you can have an impact on. You're not going to have an impact on every single person on this planet unless you're the person with a finger above the nuclear button. So focus on who is it that you are wanting to talk to, and how can you support them? And I'm going to repeat the question. What is it that you want to have happen? Do you want to go viral? Or do you want to create a business that gives you the life that you want? And on that note, it's time for today's espresso shot of confidence. And it goes like this. Stay in your lane and know that you can have a massive amount of impact when you create a U-shaped corner of the interweb that your people love to come and visit, where they can find you, hear you, see you, and where they feel heard and seen, where they can reach out to you when they are ready to get support from you. So why do you need to go viral when you've got all the people you need right there? I'll leave you with that thought. So before we ride off, don't forget to subscribe wherever you're listening or watching this to get notifications when the next episodes drop. Have an awesome week, day, year, life, afterlife. And as we ride off into the sunset, there's only one thing left to say. Don't forget to be awesome.